So you probably found on your self-improvement journey that at some point you feel like there's a part of you that's missing. You're doing all of these good habits, gratitude journaling, meditation, you're being disciplined, going to the gym, delayed gratification, all of these cliche terms you hear just being thrown around on the internet, right? And at some point you're doing all of this stuff and it's great and your life's improved and everything's going well for you and you feel quite fulfilled now. But for whatever reason, there's some part of you that's just missing. And that missing piece is the ability to be balanced and to experience all parts of life. Now, you've probably heard me speak about this in a lot of my OG videos back in the day. And what I mean by this is, when guys get onto self-improvement, quote unquote, they go into a very extreme mindset. And I was one of these guys with social media, especially in alcohol as well. I used to just completely cut out this bad habit for the rest of my life, and I would tell myself I'm not allowed to use it. I'm just the guy that I'm not allowed to use these things, right? The kind of life that I want, I'm not allowed to use these things if I want to achieve it. And I genuinely convinced myself of that fact. Now what this does is, because you're trying to resist these bad habits, and you call them bad habits with quotations, right? Because you're trying to resist these bad habits, naturally you'll find the urge to go and do them again. So when I go on coaching calls with guys all the time, and they're always saying to me the porn addiction is one of the main things that guys struggle with. And it's always because they're telling themselves, well, you know, I'm on self-improvement and I realize that pornography is bad, I shouldn't be watching it, but I always just keep getting the urge to go back to it again. You know, when will this end? When will I ever be fully clear of this urge? And it's never going to go away until you can come to a point where you're not resisting it anymore. You're almost giving yourself the freedom of choice to do anything in life. You're not telling yourself, I'm not allowed to do this, I'm not allowed to do that ever again. Because what you're trying to resist is naturally just going to keep coming back to you. So you're giving yourself a freedom of choice between watching pornography and not watching pornography. They're your two choices. And you're just simply choosing not to watch it every single time. You're not telling yourself you're not allowed to. You're just simply giving yourself that freedom and then choosing the correct option. So that's number one. Is I feel like a lot of individuals go into this extreme mindset when they get onto self-improvement, and they feel like, well, because Hamza said this and Hamza said that I've got to stick to this extreme regime, otherwise I'm a failure, otherwise I'm not going to be successful. And I'm telling you from first-hand experience, it's absolutely not the case. There isn't a one-size-fits-all way of being successful. Everyone's different, and you can live your life in the way that you want to live it. Now, there is a correct way to apply balance into your life, because if you don't want to be this extreme individual, if you do want to every now and then enjoy yourself, right, you can do this in a healthy way to the point where you're not addicted to anything. None of these things become bad habits. They're just an action that you do every now and then to actually enjoy. So I know a lot of you guys like playing video games, for example, and personally I don't remember the last time I've played video games, but every now and then me and my mate, who I've known for like 8 years, through video games, we'll jump on every now and then, once every 4 months or something random, right? And we'll just have a game, we'll have a laugh, we'll eat some sweets or something, we'll be a degenerate for one night. And that indulgement for that one night, where we, you know, reliving old times, it's the nostalgia of the game, all that kind of stuff, is fun, it's genuinely enjoyable. It's not like I'm playing video games because I'm addicted or anything like that. So there's a way that you can apply this balance to the things that you genuinely do enjoy. Because I know some of you genuinely 10 out of 10 enjoy playing video games, or you enjoy drinking alcohol, and it's fun to go and get drunk and be on a night out. I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life or to push you in a certain direction and tell you that you can't do certain things. You can do whatever you want to do. Life is about experience. Life is about experiencing both sides of the spectrum. And that's how you get a well-rounded and intellectual mind, is by experiencing things. You're not going to get that from just sticking down one path forever. So if you do want to apply this balance, there's a way to do it correctly. Number one is to deprive yourself of the thing that you are, you know, kind of having that impulse towards. So whatever that pleasurable activity may be, whatever that vice or that bad habit, whatever you want to call it, whatever it may be, you want to deprive yourself of this thing until you've done something else. So there are some things that I would say probably don't indulge in. Pornography obviously is a big one. I don't know, very, very heavy Class A drugs, for example. Stuff like that, maybe just avoid forever completely, because there's literally no return on investment. But if you really, really enjoy it, then go and do it, right? I'm not here to stop you to do anything. So regardless, let's just use it in a tame example for video games or alcohol, for example, right? Something nice and simple Every now and then you might want to go out with your boys and get drunk and have a fun night out and go to the club and party. Every now and then you might want to jump on video games and play some video games, or eat some chocolate, or have a takeaway, have some Domino's pizza, whatever it may be. And this is fine as long as you do it correctly. And there's two ways. Number one is you consciously get the thought of, oh, I kind of feel like having a Domino's pizza. I kind of feel like going and playing video games. And then you tell yourself, right, okay, just because I feel like it doesn't mean that I'm going to act upon it instantly. Because most people will be walking down the street, or they'll go to a shop and they'll see a donut and they feel like eating the donut, so then they'll just eat it. And they're giving themselves this pleasure, which is supposed to be a reward, but they're giving themselves it with no challenge in between. There's no build up to that dopamine hit. It's just, oh, I feel like it, instant action, that's it. So this is why most people get addicted to it, because they need that constant next high, and then the next hit, and the next hit, and it never ends. And then they're in this cycle forever, and then they believe they're an addict, and then you're fucked. So to stop this cycle from happening, number one is to simply consciously think to yourself, right, I feel like eating a Domino's, but until I've done this task or this series of tasks, or until I've made this amount of money, or until I've done this, until I've hit this 2-hour workout in the gym, you set yourself some sort of target, some sort of challenge, some sort of goal to hit first before you're allowed to unlock the pleasure. That's number one. That's the perfect way of doing it, is just by earning that pleasure, right? Because then when you do finally get to enjoy and indulge in the pleasure, you get to enjoy it. It's fun. It's not something that, oh, I feel like doing it. Oh, now I'm doing it. Oh, well, that was it. It's done. And I feel kind of shit now. I feel kind of guilty because I know I shouldn't have done that. I feel shit because I've ate bad food, and now the whole day's ruined and I'm bloated, and, you know, it kind of fucks you up a little bit. So if you feel like you've done something to earn that quick pleasure, you're actually able to enjoy it for what it's supposed to be enjoyed for, which is fun, right? Playing the video games is supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be something you get addicted to and fucking spend your whole life doing. It's supposed to be something you enjoy every now and then. And it's the same with sweets or chocolate or Domino's pizza, whatever it may be. Anything that gives you a unhealthy level of dopamine is supposed to be enjoyed every now and then as a treat, right? But you have to earn this, because otherwise your brain is going to start to associate these things as your main source of dopamine. You can get dopamine from cold showers, from exercise, sex, anything that's a positive, healthy experience. You can get it from those, and that should be your main source of dopamine. It shouldn't be, video games all day, or pornography, or shit food that's designed on purpose to be addictive, right? It's not supposed to be these things. So you should purposely and consciously deprive yourself of whatever it is that you want. And you can do this to other extents as well. For example, food. If you feel like you've got a bit of an eating addiction and you just eat for the sake of eating, you're not even really hungry, you're just kind of eating shit for the sake of it, deprive yourself of food. Tell yourself, I'm not allowed to eat until I've done this task or this, or I've achieved this goal. Then I can reward myself with some food or with some takeaway or whatever it may be. This is the perfect way of doing it, because then you're maintaining your productivity side of things. You're still getting things done. You're not slacking in that area, but also you're keeping your mind healthy, and you're not getting addicted to these things either, and you can actually enjoy them. If when I do go out and drink now, and I go on a night out and I go clubbing or whatever it may be, it's genuinely fun. I really enjoy it. Now, if it starts to get to the point where, I don't even enjoy this anymore, it's kind of shit, then I know if I've overindulged, I've done it a bit too much. And then I simply take a step back, fast the next day, go and do loads of exercise, spend time rebalancing that scale out. And that's what it's about, just balance. So unless you want to go through your whole life and you just want to be a monk forever and never do anything that's, harmful to you in any extent ever, and you want to live completely healthy 100% of the time, then fair enough, go and do that. I'm not trying to tell you not to do that, but I'm assuming that's not what you want to do. I'm assuming you want to indulge here and there. You want to have a healthy, nice, balanced experience of what life has to offer in all areas. You want to try things. You want to get yourself out there and do things, make mistakes, right? So if you want to do that, you have to do it correctly. And by applying this mindset, you'll be able to do that in a healthy way and a sustainable way that doesn't lead you down the path of addiction. So just keep that in mind. The coaching is down below if you want to learn more from me and save yourself these years I've had to learn all these mistakes. There is also a sexual mastery course down below as well, if you do want to cure your pornography addiction, premature ejaculation, etc., etc. That's down there as well. Go and check that out, and I'll see you soon. Bye.